Welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Preeti Sharma and I'm a certified trainer of PT Academy at Right Directions. So today we will explore PT Academic Listening section and we will cover everything that you need to know to excel in this section. As this is our second session of PT Academic. So, you can find our previous recorded sessions of speaking, writing, and reading on our Facebook page. Well, listening is the part 3 of PT Academic, and it takes 45 to 57 minutes, and you will get 8 different question types. This section is designed to test your ability to read, write, and listen. As in PTE, there are 16 item types out of 20 item types that have integrated testing. So, today I will present the section formats, discuss the tasks, and yes, I will give advice for test takers and we will do some practice also. I will give some strategies on what skill the task requires from the test takers. As you can see on the screen, in listening item type, you will get 8 different questions and you have to complete these tasks within 45 to 57 minutes. But before that, you will get an optional break. So, ऑप्शनल ब्रेक जो है वो आपका पार्ट 2 के बाद आने वाला है. दैट विल बी योर रीडिंग सेक्शन. रीडिंग सेक्शन के बाद आपको एक ऑप्शनल ब्रेक मिलेगा एंड व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू इफ यू वांट टू टेक अ ब्रेक you should raise your hand to get the attention of the test administrator. But if you don't want to take a break, then click on the next button below to continue the test. Now, today, we will cover major tasks of PT academic listening. Let me tell you one thing. The first task which you may get in your exam is summarize spoken text, and you will get 10 minutes for each question. And after that, whenever you completed your 2 or 3 questions, only 23 to 28 minutes will be left. So, for the last 7 tasks, the test taker must manage their own time. Now, let me explain you the first task that you may get in your exam is summarize spoken text. But before that, I will share some important listening test ideas with you. So, the first do is that you can use correct punctuations for writing tasks like full stop, capital letters, and commas. Secondly, you should keep strictly within the word limit. So, if I talk about like first task, that is summarize spoken, you will get 50 to 70 words. You have to write it in between 50 to 70 words. So, you should keep strictly within the word limit. Next are the don'ts. You should never write entirely in capital letters. It should be at the beginning of the sentences or maybe names. Next thing is this, before you have completed the task, you can't click on the next button. So whenever you completed your task, then only you can click on the next button and move on to the next task. So the first item type is summarize spoken text. Here, for this item type, you will hear an audio and you need to write 50 to 70 word summary. So here you have 10 minutes to write your summary. Now, actually में होने क्या वाला है, you will hear a short lecture, ठीक है? So the audio begins to play automatically. And ये ऑडियो सिर्फ आप एक ही बार सुन सकते हो. So make sure that you're prepared with your noteboard and your marker. And you need to write minimum of 50 words, but not more than 70 words. As you can see on the screen that there are cut, copy and paste buttons, which you can use while constructing your summary. And after doing this task, you can click on the next button. Now, what is the listening summary marking criteria and its distribution? Well, you will get 2 to 3 questions and the word limit is 50 to 70 words and time limit is only 10 minutes for each question. And listening and writing skills will be assessed because first of all, you will take notes, you will summarize the main point, right? And afterwards, you need to write in the box. So, first of all, you should listen that audio, and after that, you need to write. So, yes, जो listening और writing skills है, वो assess होंगी इस task में आपकी, and it is of 10 marks each. Now, how the 10 marks are divided? Well, you will get 2 for content, like make sure that you note down the supporting points as well as the main ideas to get good marks in content. Next is your formal writing, grammar, vocabulary and spelling. And yes, ये जितने भी elements हैं, it is of 2 marks each. Now, what are the basic strategies for doing summarized spoken? First of all, जो भी आप फॉर्मेट अप्लाई करने वाले हो, it should be written in past tense. And here you can use as many as full stops to write the summary. So try to grab at least 3 words from the audio. And you can use good connectors to score marks in vocabulary. So what you can do, you can join that grab words from different lines to form a complete sentence. And with the help of notes, try to find out the title of the summary. And make sure do not repeat the connectors. And one more thing is this, do try to catch the last line of the audio completely. So give proper introduction and conclusion to the summary by using the connectors. So this is the basic format which we can use while constructing our summary. As I have told you that you will get 2 to 3 questions and it is of 10 marks. Word limit is 50 to 70 words, but recommended is 55 to 65 words. Now, what is the basic format while we construct our summary? The talk was about the topic. So, whatever the topic is, you need to mention the topic here in which the speaker thoroughly explained that. उसके बाद blank दिख रहा है आपको, right? So, here you need to put your content. You need to summarize the main point. Next, the speaker further gave additional information regarding, again, content. He or she also demonstrated on, again, content. Finally, comma, the audio provided, the talk provided an insight into, आपका जो last point, जो last line आप grab करने वाले हो, you can put that line at the last. So, make sure that you summarize the main point and include the supporting points, and from your notes you can then summarize the main point and even you can refer briefly to the essential supporting points so that you will get good marks for content. Now, you should also remember to check grammar, spelling and punctuation while constructing your summary, because these are the enabling skills on which you will be assessed and your score will be assessed on these enabling skills also. Because in your 50 to 70 word summary, you should use grammatical structures, right grammatical structures actually. You can use confidently those structures and words that you are like sure you have spelled correctly. And finally, you should check your punctuation also, like check full stops and commas, and make sure that you have begun each sentence in a capital letter. Now, I will play one audio for you so that you can get an idea how to attempt this question, like what kind of question you may get in your exam. As you can see that on the screen it has written, you will hear a short lecture. आप एक छोटा सा lecture सुनने वाले हो भी. Write a summary for a fellow student who was not present at that lecture, and you should write between 50 to 70 words. You have 10 minutes to finish this task, and your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture. Now, I will play one audio for you so that you will be able to understand what kind of questions that you can get in your exam.
In one sense, you could say political philosophy is simply a branch, or what we call a subfield, of the field of political science. Yes, right? It exists alongside of other areas of political inquiry like American government, comparative politics, and international relations. Yet in another sense, political philosophy is something much different than simply a subfield. It seems to be the oldest and most fundamental part of political science. Its purpose is to lay bare, as it were, the fundamental problems, the fundamental concepts and categories which frame the study of politics. In this respect, it seems to me much less like just a branch of political science than a foundation of the entire discipline. The study of political philosophy often begins, as this course will do also, with the study of the great books, or some of the great books of our field. Political philosophy is the oldest of the social sciences, and it can boast a wealth of heavy hitters.
Yes. So you will get this kind of question in your exam. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to make your notes not in paragraph form, but in line form. Okay. So the notes which I have taken is like this, like I have written in line formation, not in paragraph form, so that I will be able to know like how to put content in the paragraph. As you can see, I have included all the major points by making my summary. So make sure that you add the supporting points and the main points. So with this, you can do any kind of summary. With that basic format, you can do any kind of summary. You can put these points in this format. Now, let's move on to the next task. That will be your listening and writing fill in the blanks. So, for this item type, you are presented with the transcript of the audio. Here also the audio plays automatically, और ये audio भी सिर्फ आपको एक बार ही सुनने को मिलेगा. So, while the audio is playing, you can take notes on your erasable notebook, and then you can fill the gaps. So, what is the marking scheme of fill in the blanks? That you will get 2 to 3 questions, and each blank is of 1 mark, and there will be no negative marking. First of all, you have to skim the text before the recording begins, because you have 7 seconds before the recording begins, and yes, you only have the time to skim the text. Okay, so what you can do, Like this will help you to recognize the words that fit in the gaps as you hear. Now, some things that you have to look for it, like if the answer is a proper noun, it should always begin with the capital letter. And the nouns that are repeated in the text, maybe that will help you to decide on the topic, like what the topic is all about, right? So in the 7 seconds before the recording begins, you only have to skim the text. Now I will share some basic strategies for doing fill in the blanks. Firstly, you have to look at the screen while checking the blanks to be filled and note them down. So do not look downwards while writing the blanks. Secondly, you need to correct the spellings in the end properly, because अगर आप spelling mistake करोगे it will not count your marks, वो zero हो जाएगा for particular blank के लिए. Next, if you have time, then recheck the fill-ups once again. So you have to listen to the word with absolute focus, so that you will understand the tense and as well as singular plural sense of the word said. And yes, you also have to check if the first alphabet of the word has to be written in capital, you should write in capital. So in case if you do not understand the blank, suppose आपको blank नहीं समझ आया है, so don't leave in any case. Write something, okay? So write the word as you have written it with correct spellings. Maybe क्या पता आपका वो correct हो. Now, this is the sample question that give you an idea like what kind of questions you may get in your exam. So I will play the audio and it will be played only once. You have to focus on the blanks. You have to write down the spellings, and afterwards, after writing it down with the noteboard, you have to write in front of the screen. So you have to fill the gaps with those spellings. Now I will play one audio for you.
Century occurred in the Philippines, not far from the capital city, Manila, on the island of Luzon. Mount Pinatubo belongs to a chain of volcanoes in the area, and this was by no means its first eruption. There is evidence of eruptions from approximately 500, 3,000, and 5,500 years ago. The events of the 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption began in July 1990, when a magnitude 7.8 earthquake occurred 100 kilometers northeast of the Pinatubo region.
Yes. So as you have heard the audio, it is repeating the same transcript, but जहां जहां पर भी आपके gaps हैं वहां पर वो आंसर बोल रहा है. So you have to write down the spellings, and after writing it down on the erasable noteboard, you need to correct your spellings. You need to write down that spellings in particular blanks. So when you are listening, you don't have time to think how to spell the missing word. So you should use your erasable noteboard to write down whatever you hear it. Now, as you can see, I have written the answers. Like whatever he said, I have written that answers. I have written that fill in the blanks. So the first word is volcanic. Next, island, evidence, approximately, and your northeast. So जितने भी आपके पास blanks आएंगे, for each blank you will get 1 mark. So this is how you will do your fill-ups in listening task. The next important task is listening and reading highlight incorrect words. So for this item type, you need to you should be attentive. For this item type, you are presented with the transcript of the audio recording, but it has some errors. तो तो आपको क्या करना है, जो भी एरर्स वो कर रहा है, वी नीड टू सेलेक्ट दैट word in the text that is different from what the speaker says. Okay, so the words that you will select are highlighted in yellow, and you will get 2 to 3 questions in your exam. So for each incorrect word you will get 1 mark. Now you should quickly read the transcription before you listen to focus on keywords. So you have like 6 to 7 seconds in which you can quickly read the transcription. And after that, you have to click on that options which are different from the transcript. So in 10 seconds before the audio begins, you cannot read word to word, but you can skim the transcription. And you can focus on the words that you give information. You have to decide what the general topic is, and afterwards it will help you to pick like out that words जो कि fit नहीं हो रहे topic से related. Now in your exam you will get this kind of question as you can see on the screen on the right hand side, and yes, on the left hand side I have mentioned ideas for doing highlight incorrect words. Now what you have to do, you have to look at the screen while checking the words which are pronounced wrong, and you have to note them down. So for this item type also, you don't look downwards while writing the wrongly pronounced words. And of course, you don't have to mark any verb on the basis of fluke because it has partial negative marking. In PTE, we have 2 tasks that have partial negative marking, that is MCQs, multiple choice choose multiple answers, and second one is highlight incorrect words. So please do not mark any words on the basis of fluke. So next thing is this, do not waste time in rechecking the words again. So the only trick to go with this task is focus and note down. And if you have any doubts, what you can do, you can unmark in spite of getting negative marking because it has partial negative marking. So once the audio will be played, you need to focus on the transcription. Now, this is the text which you may get in your exam, and you need to select those words which are different from the text which I have mentioned. Now, I will play one audio and you need to focus on the transcription, and you need to select those words which are different from those words which I have mentioned in front of you. So I'm playing the audio and you need to click on the options which are different from those. So yes, so listen the audio carefully. Yes, so in this question, what you have to do, you have to listen the audio carefully, and afterwards you need to select those options which are different from those that will be presented in your audio. As you can see in front of it, like today the word survey is used most often to describe a method of gathering information. तो उसने क्या किया है, इंफॉर्मेशन को इन्फॉर्मेटिक्स बोल दिया है, फ्रॉम अ रेंज ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स, फ्रॉम अ रेंज सैंपल ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स. नेक्स्ट वर्ड, एन इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसिडरेशन. तो यहां पर जो है इम्पॉर्टेंट को उसने रॉन्गली प्रोनाउंस किया एज ignorant, as as you can see the next word, that sample size required for survey. So जो required था वो requested से replace हो गया है. So there are like some different, कुछ ऐसे भी होगा, कुछ different pronounce करेगा, या फिर कुछ similar भी हो सकते हैं. Maybe s और es की mistake हो सकती है, maybe ed की mistake हो सकती है. तो you have to check it. So you have to scheme and scan it properly, and you have to mark according to that. So this is the last task which you may get in your exam, that will be listening and writing, that is write from dictation. And here you will score points for every correct word that you will write in the response box. And if you remember a word but you are not sure that like where it goes to the sentence, so use the knowledge of grammar to help you decide. And in this task also, the audio begins to play automatically, and here you are only able to listen to the audio and recording only once. So remember, you should check your spellings, because this is also one of the tasks which goes for writing as well. So if your spellings are wrong, तो वो आपको नहीं मिलेगा particular word का mark. So make sure that you have whatever you have written, it should be correct. Now, here you can type as many as correct words as you can remember into the response box. So, what you have to do, जब भी आप कोई dictation सुनने वाले हो, you need to write only the first alphabet of every word. Suppose, as you can see in front of the screen, I have written that a cart carries a single object. So what I can do, I can write single, like first word, first alphabet of every word, like a ka A, cart ka C, again carries का भी C होगा, again single का S and object का O. So this will help you to memorize कौन सा word कहाँ पर present था. So yes, type it where it fits grammatically into the sentence, and also you can check spellings in the end. And one more thing is this, whenever you write a sentence, it should be like जो first letter है वो capital होना चाहिए, and in the end full stop should be there. अगर आप full stop नहीं लगाओगे तो आपको साथ वाले word का mark नहीं मिलेगा. So like this kind of like dictation you can get in your exam, you can get up to 8 words, 10 words, maybe 15, maybe in exception you will get 17 also. So this is how you will write. And of course, to get full marks, your sentence must be correct, as well as your punctuation marks are counted for grammar and written discourse as well. So make sure the sentence should always start with a capital letter and must end up with a full stop. So these are the four major parts, that is summarize spoken, your fill-ups, your highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation, which will enhance your score. And the other are the least important because it is also, only for 1 mark. So like ये जो है ये major है, सबसे ज़्यादा जिसका score listing में रहता है. So you need to work on 4 tasks which are very important, and I hope that whatever I have said to you, whatever I've shared to you, you will learn it. And that's all for today's session. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot. So, for online classes and upcoming sessions and for regular updates, you can register with us, and you can also join our free classes online, and you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.